Hi and welcome back, everybody. I hope you all had a great day out there. About a half hour ago from the time of this recording, we had something surface on Cointelegraph as a story broke. A story surfaced about Bitcoin being the 2025 king in the digital asset space. Now, I want to show you what was said, but more importantly, I want to show you my thesis on why I believe not only is XRP going to be king, it's going to absolutely dominate the entire market. And don't just take it from me, guys. I got a couple other fundamental analysts that I want to draw from as well. All I ever ask is if you do like talking about both Ripple and XRP, drop an X in the comment section, smash that like button, and share this video. Let others around the world know what is truly happening in this digital revolution. Now, starting right here, Anthony Popliano, put, quote, "I think Bitcoin is the king. It will remain the king. I think most of the capital flows from the traditional world are going into Bitcoin." Now, I want to show you a quick clip here, and then I want to get into specific points that show you exactly what is coming for XRP in 2025 and why, yes, many of us do believe XRP is going to completely dominate this market. Let's start right here.
Here with us now, Anthony Popliano, professional capital management founder and CEO. And you say he should also be looking at buying as much Bitcoin as possible. Why?
Well, if you think about what he's trying to do here, right, is he's basically looking at strategic reasons to acquire physical property in order to advance the American ideals, ethos, and strategies. Well, what about the digital world? We live in a digital world. And so if you're going to go after the Panama Canal, there's obviously strategic reasons to do that. Greenland as well. Owning Bitcoin is digital real estate. There's only 21 million that will ever exist. We know other countries are mining, buying, holding Bitcoin. And so are we going to let these other countries be the leader, or are we going to be the leader? And I think that's really the decision they have to make.
What do you say to people who say it has had a massive run? Mentally, it's difficult to kind of get on board at these levels when we know where it's been. And we've also seen that volatility. Somebody very smart told me, well, take 2% and just money that, you're willing to risk and put it in. I still find that difficult to do.
If you go back to the 1980s or 1990s, buying the S&P 500 was real scary, but you were a genius if you did it in hindsight. And so same thing here with Bitcoin is you can look backwards and see how high it rose, but if you look forward and say, well, if this continues, which we have every reason to believe it will, buying today is the second best time to buy because the first best time was yesterday. And if we keep waiting, it's only going to get worse and worse. And so I
hear you. That's hard to pull the trigger.
Of course, and that's true of all financial assets, right? I mean, think of a real estate market. If people will go and they'll say, oh my God, I could have bought 5 years ago. Now it's at this price. I just can't wrap my head around that. Well, if you wait 5 more years, the dollar is going to continue to be devalued. And so usually if you decide, hey, I want to own something, go ahead and buy it.
Anthony, crypto investors and crypto companies are obviously very excited about a Trump presidency. We now know that Coinbase, Kraken, Ripple, and MoonPay have all donated money to the Trump-Vance inauguration. What does the Trump-Vance time in office over the next 4 years, what has that done to the trajectory of where Bitcoin could go?
Well, I think about 50% of the value they bring to the table has already been captured because really it was just awakening America to this idea that technology is good, business is good, free markets are good, capitalism is good. Bitcoin is the most free market asset that we have. And so out of nowhere, we went from a world where I think a lot of people were saying, hey, is the future actually brighter than the past? To now they're saying, oh, wait a second, we are going to put business-oriented people into the White House and into the administration. Let's go, right? And so you hear things like it's morning in America, people saying it's time to build, etc. Now, what I do think is interesting about these businesses is it's actually showing not that crypto is different, it's that crypto companies are the same as non-crypto companies. If you look at Amazon and Facebook and many others, they're also donating $1 million to this inauguration fund. And so it used to be a world where there was kind of like the adults in the room and then the crypto little kids were playing kind of in the corner. But now all of a sudden you're realizing that these crypto companies are showing up and they're saying, look, we are no different than these big multi-billion dollar, $100 billion companies. We also are going to donate. We have a seat at the table. And so it's really crypto growing up more than it is these other people.
He has to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve or else they turn on him?
I do think that is a potential risk. And so, look, if you look at the administration, Trump owns Bitcoin and crypto. JD Vance owns Bitcoin, I believe. There's a lot of people in the administration. You just go through all the different roles that they've appointed people. And so these are Bitcoiners to a degree, or crypto holders that are going into the office. They're likely to go ahead and buy.
Well, they're going to get criticized for that.
They may get criticized for it, but also if you look at it right now, what is the United States doing? We're buying bonds. We're holding other assets. We have a president that's currently in office, and also politicians who are literally day trading assets.
Yep, right.
And so it's no different, right? I think the big story of 2025 is going to be that crypto has now grown up and is part of the traditional financial system. And there's pros and cons to that, but now we have a seat at the table. You saw that in the political arena in terms of donations and influence, but you also now are going to see it in the financial arena, and that is going to be a huge tailwind, I think, for Bitcoin and crypto in 2025.
Does that include all crypto, or are we talking more Bitcoin when we talk about crypto?
I think that Bitcoin is the king. It will remain the king. I think that most of the capital flows from the traditional world are going into Bitcoin. There are going to be other assets that enter in.
Wanted to get to that quote. I think that Bitcoin is the king. It will remain the king. I think that most of the capital flows from the traditional world are going into Bitcoin. But what did he lead up to that statement by saying? He said that crypto companies are no longer looked at as the little kids in the room. Talked about donations going directly to Donald Trump. He talked about American crypto companies. All of this dialogue, right, says Ripple without him actually saying Ripple. All you really hear is Ripple and XRP without him saying Ripple and XRP. Now, Chad Steingraber, who, great guy, give him a follow on X. I share his content often because he does a fantastic job. 2025, multiple XRP ETFs, U.S. law on crypto, U.S. backing crypto-based companies, legitimate business use, no tax, RLUSD becomes digital cash, XRP availability drops from exchanges. This is all going to be in 2025. Now, Edo Farina put end of SEC lawsuit versus Ripple is to come in 2025. Gary fired, Tether out, RLUSD in, derivatives market. And I followed up on this by saying BRICS all in on energy efficient cryptos. We're talking the likes of XRP, XLM, and HBAR. Japan starting to use XRP at mass scale. BlackRock and other major institutions starting to buy and hoard XRP. Wall Street falling in love with the digital asset space, specifically non-security tokens like XRP. Mass media starts covering Ripple because they can't ignore what is happening. They cannot ignore Ripple. And the likes of Joe Rogan and others actually get the word out, because I do 100% believe that whether it be Joe Rogan or not, we're going to hear truth speakers out there covering Ripple, covering XRP, and telling the world about why Bitcoin is no longer the king. XRP is. Those are my thoughts, my opinions. Let me know yours in the comment section below. We'll see you all in the next one.